Morning, guys. Welcome to my early Saturday morning show. It's 5:30 a.m. Saturday morning. I hate it when I wake up this early and I don't have to go to work. Anyway, sorry I've been out of action for a while. Been taking care of things. You know how that is. Gotta take care of business. Gotta take care of the family and so forth, and handle other things. Can't stay on this all the time. So anyway, I got back to work on the Hellcat. Well, it's kind of easy too, because we got about a foot of snow outside right now. So I left the snow machine running for a while. So it gave me a chance to get back on the Hellcat. Let me show you what I did. Like I said, I told you guys I wanted my Hellcat to be different. Back in my early days of RC, when ARPs first came out, I had bought my first ARP, and I took it out to the airfield to fly it. And one of the old timers told me, "Hey, that's a nice ARP you got. A couple other people got it too." And he said, "All ARPs look the same. Make your ARP look different." And I took that to heart. So anytime I bought an ARP, I always made mine look different. And as you can see from the box, we all remember that pretty blue two-tone Hellcat that Dynam makes. Well, mine looks completely different. I'm not finished just yet with the paint job. I still want to put some nose art on here. And I got to run to Office Max and get some more letterings and so forth, because for some reason, mine aren't working anymore. I want to put my name across here, and my old letters aren't working anymore. I think they're dried up. I don't know what the problem is. They were the type that you just press against the surface and take an eraser, pencil eraser, and sketch it on. Those work so well in the beginning, but I guess when they get old, they don't work anymore. And it lasts me a long time. That one sheet. Let me see. What did I do with it? Here it is. This one sheet here lasts me for many years. I didn't even use all the letters on here, but it lasts a long time. And what you would do, you would take it, put it on the surface. Whoop. Guess my hands aren't awake yet. Put it on the surface you want to mark something on, and you take a pencil eraser and you etch down on that letter, and it'll transfer onto the surface. For some reason, this isn't working anymore. So I guess it's time for me to go buy some new ones. So, but as far as the physical part of the Hellcat is done. I got all those little mods and everything taken care of. Let me show you what I did. First of all, the crash proofing. Steve at Killer Planes would be so proud of this. I did a lot of crash proofing, just like he did with his Hellcat. I got the armor here, the plastic armor. I got the rods running through the fuselage, the wings, the tail, elevator, rudder. And I even have rods running in the cowl here, as you can see. I got a plastic ring inside the cowl for armor. And even on the outside, that plastic ring running right in there, inside the cowl. Also for added armor. So she is fully crash proofed. And show you the inside here. My little pull tab. And as you see all that armor in there as well, the rods. Now I'm going to make one little change to the setup on this. I'm going to get a 50 amp ESC. Steve did that. He put a 50 amp ESC, and I'm going to boost the battery power up. Originally it takes my 2200 4-cell battery, but I think I'm going to put a 3000 in here. That'll give me plenty of extra power and that armor to go along with it. Oh, let me show you something else too, what I did. Another one of Steve's little tricks. First I'm going to power up the flaps. I haven't got the receiver in here yet, but I do have my circle tester hooked to the flaps. And I'm going to show you a quick something. There we go. See how those flaps work? I even got them sectional too, and that works great. They look great and they work great, as you can see there. Now, one thing Steve did to make sure the flaps don't come any farther up, he took a piece of plastic, glued it right here at the top of the end of the flap. So when the flap comes up, it's hitting that piece of plastic. So what I did it too, had some old credit cards. You can use that or plastic or whatever. And I just glued it in here. Then I painted it red, like the warning not to step there. That's why it's red. And they work great. And it keeps the flaps from coming up any farther than they are. And that seems to work pretty good. Let me flip her over so I can show you the landing gear mods I did. First of all, I'm going to switch it over to the gears. That way we can power up the gears. Let's see here, signal and ground. Like I said, guys, I'm not quite finished yet. As you can see, those gears work great. And this is what I did. Now, the problem that I found with Dynam's gears were this. This little push rod here pushes against this tower. It's got two towers here. This little push rod here pushes against this tower, which rotate the gears. Now, the problem why they were so wobbly when they were extended was because there was a gap between that rod and the tower. You could take a driver's license and stick it right between that gap, and that's why they wobble so much. Let me show you what I did. Now, oh, wait a minute, I pulled it up too soon. Uh-oh, what happened? I think I pulled one loose. But still, I'll show you what I did. There we go. Now, I just took a piece of hardwood, glued it onto that rod, and I kept shaving it until there was no gap between the rod and the tower. Then I hit it with some epoxy, put a little piece of carbon tissue around it to make it strong and make sure it doesn't move anymore. Then I shaved it some more to make sure there was no lash between there. And so it works pretty good. And it holds up. And it keeps the gears from wobbling when they're extended. Now, one of the other problems they said they had were the gears would chatter while in the air because they were so loose. Well, I fixed that problem with magnets. As you can see, I originally had the magnets down here, but I moved them here. And instead of using 4 magnets, I dropped it down to 2 because they were too strong and they were holding the gears and keeping them from extending. So it's only 1 magnet holding that right now. And that's what keeps it from chattering while in the air. So that works pretty good. Like I said, extend these babies out again. First, let's set the camera down because I'm going to need 2 hands. There we go. And I'm going to pull the power on that. And set her back. Top back on. Now, one of the things I did to make mine different other than the paint job was to change the decals. As you can see, my insignias, the stars and bars, are outlined with red. During the World War II, many military aircraft had this type of red insignia for better visualization and identification, and they just added red around there so you can it's quicker to identify them at a distance. That's all. And I figured, hey, you know what? They look good on my Corsair. Why not put it on here too? As you can see, it's on the wing. Looks good. And those cockpit modifications I did, just a few little cockpit modifications. I put a gun sight there at the top. You can see that. I did a little extra paint job to the pilot. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention in my earlier video. That pilot sits too short. And you guys that has this Hellcat probably noticed already that pilot sits way down in the cockpit. He looks like a little kid in there. He can't even see over the dash. So I got a 1/2-inch foam block, sat him up on it, and the base of the pilot comes right up to the glass. So it works great. It gets some height. You can see over the cockpit, or I should say over the dash, and it looks a lot better. So if you guys have this Hellcat, if you haven't already, put a block under there to raise him up because he's too short. So that's about it for now. I got to go to the Office Max and get some more stencils and other decal stuff so I can finish doing this baby up. So I'm going to make another video once I get the radio programmed and get the radio installed and get everything all hooked up. But that's what we got right now. And again, I'm sorry for leaving you guys for a while because, like I said, taking care of things. I got another project coming up. Oh, you're going to love this next project. I'll give you a hint of what it's going to be because I'm ordering it today. Just think of the movie Raiders of the Lost Ark. That's your hint. If you can figure out what I'm going to be doing just from that hint, put it in the comment. So, like I said, I'm ordering that little thing up today. And it's something I always wanted to do. So in the meantime, you guys enjoy yourselves and try to relax. Keep warm, because like I said, we've had some nasty weather out there. We've been dipping in the low teens, and it's been snowing like crazy. I got a foot of snow in my backyard, and the only way I can get in and out is with my 4x4. So in the meantime, you guys, take it easy. Enjoy the weekend. We'll see you later.